Hello, how are we? Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Screaming. Thank you for welcoming me back. I'm sure you'll be doing it a lot. Screaming, crying. So happy to see you guys. Hi Bryson, how are you? Hello, Beatles and Lola. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful for your support. Hold on, my Twitch chat is duplicating, so let me see. Maybe if I close, we'll see if it keeps duplicating. I don't know. I see your guys' message twice. I guess that gives me full coverage on what you write to me. Rough week, you're excited for the stream. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. Do you see it? I think it's better. Okay. Like the first double message was you, Chell, and I was like, oh, she's really excited. And then I noticed Bryson. Like everyone else was duplicating, and I was like, oh. I don't think that's them. Anyway, hi, hello Moon Lavender, it's good to see you. If you're just joining me, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the warm welcomes and greetings. I really appreciate it. We are currently live on both Twitch and YouTube at investedcrybaby. If you're new here, I also go by Sky. Hi. And yes, I'm back from another vacation. I've really been partying this summer. Please don't perceive me. Hi puppy, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you've been all like so well this last week. I feel like I haven't seen you in a week. Party it up, right? Because I'll be working all fall and winter, I'm sure. Thank you so much for the love and support. How's it going? What have you been up to? It's good to be back to a gentle, soft environment, especially after my last vacation. Your eyes are feeling good now. Oh, good. Thank you for being here. Hello to my friends on YouTube, Lola, Beatles, Binda, all my friends over there. Thank you for joining me. Chell's over there. You guys are over here on Twitch too. Don't forget to collect your daily love letter. Hello to a person that is in Animal Crossing. I hope you're doing well. I miss you too. Gianna's here. Hi, Gianna. Good to see you. Did I see Patchwork? Hi, Patchwork. How are you? If you're here, I hope you're doing so well. I've missed you a lot, Patch. And Bryson, thank you for collecting your daily love letter. Screaming. Thank you for all the hugs and loves and welcomes in. I'm glad you still like the overlays. I'm already thinking about changing them again. It takes everything in me not to change them like every single week. I almost made slushy overlays for today because it's 7-Eleven day. Do you guys know it's slushy day today? Are you familiar with the slushy day? As you can tell, my priorities are not probably in the best spaces, but at least she's being creative and excited still. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I'm glad you're here. Today, it's a really soft, sweet, short stream. I know I have not given you content in a week, but I will be here for the rest of the week up until Saturday, and I plan to stream longer other days. I just don't want to read too much of the book in one stream. Hello to Gamer King, it's good to see you. Welcome in. Thank you for collecting your love letter. Lavender, I hope you're doing well. Tell Hannah I said hi. You're too tired from soccer anyway. That's so bad that you missed me. Oh, I missed you guys so much. I always do. I'm gonna be honest though. After my last vacation, the one I just got back from, I feel embarrassed a bit. I'm like, you guys don't even know what I did, but for some reason, I'm embarrassed. You guys don't even know, but here I am. I feel like I'm wearing all of the activities I did. Hi Logan, it's good to see you. Welcome on our YouTube stream. I hope you're doing well. Bryson says, today hasn't been bad. I'm ready to chill here. My favorite band is releasing a song in 6 hours. Oh my gosh, I hope you love it. Yeah, so color me red. I'm still quite embarrassed. Let me see. Thank you. We're doing a party. Who wants to party as well tomorrow? Puppy, what are you doing? What's the party for? Hi, Spinda. Hello, Orange. Welcome to the stream. I'm Sky. I hope you're doing well tonight. No, it's 3. It's still daytime, technically. Yep, I know the time, I know the day. Patrick says, so I haven't been around, so much has happened. No, don't worry. Honestly, it's been a crazy summer for me. I like come back for a little bit, then I go on these like week-long vacations, then I come back, and then I go on another one. I haven't sat still in my stream for more than a couple days since I feel like summer started. So if you haven't been here, no stress, no tears, no worries, because I haven't been here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But I will be here all fall, all winter, and into the new year. So, you know, I'm always here. Okay, I'm always here. Just the summer's been party central for me too. You skipped DoorDash tonight knowing I was coming back? What? That's actually so invested. Mwah. You're too sweet. Okay, what you guys do while I was gone? Before I put myself on blast, I excluded my... Hi, Ken. Hi, Barbie. Welcome in, Tim. It's good to see you. Anyways, yeah, tell me what you've been up to, what you've been doing this last week, okay, before I am inevitably having to spill my tea. Let me see. Ice cream. Hi, Orange. Hi again. Thank you for saying hello to me. Gamer King, what kind of cake are you passing around over here? Logan on YouTube says, Sky, I was knitting and watching Christmas movies. Oh my gosh, you're already ready for Christmas, Logan? You are knitting and watching Christmas movies. You are in a whole different vibe than me. You're like ready for the holidays. Oh my gosh, what movie were you watching? That's crazy. Best to be like, nah, we're partying this summer. I know, this is the first summer I've actually partied. Every summer I've streamed, I literally spent 6+ hours a day here with you guys every single summer. And this summer, I don't know, it's hard for me to sit here. There's so many activities. Hi, Chelsea, I miss you. You're passing around chocolate cake. Thank you. Chelsea says, just think how many of us are acting out and up when we're not here too. Fair enough. Chell, I had this crazy dream last night. I don't know why I'm gonna share it on the live. Anyway, your sister, you, me, and my sister were all in a hotel. We were also like on a vacation. That was crazy. I've never had a dream. I don't even know what Chell's sister looks like, but it was just like almost like 2 Chells. Swear to God, like swear on bag, you were in my dream last night. It was kind of crazy. So was your sister. Screaming, like swear on everything. It was so wild. Anyways, thank you so much, Mike, for the resub. How are you? It's good to see you. Welcome in. Let me see. We love her getting out again. She's out. Chelsea says her cat Nala has been so near her lately. And she got her rabies shot. That's good. I'm glad you're taking care of Nala and that she's been snuggling up with you. Lola on YouTube says, I got my boba tea from Costco and my chicken bacon. I'm ready for stream. Oh my gosh. I didn't know Costco did boba. I've been itching to get back into a Costco, Lola. I don't want to personally pay for the membership, but I'm like always begging my mom for her Costco card. I'm like, please. How's that chicken bake? I've never tried it. Let me see. Bryson says that they didn't do much today. They went to the doctor the other day and they did some blood work and you don't have your results yet. Well, at least you did it. I'm sure you'll get it soon. I'm trying to keep up with the chats. Thank you for writing to me. Hi Bestie, how are you, Queen of I Cry World? I'm good, Tim. I'm glad you're here. 1 week till Cobra Kai season 6 premiere. I've never seen Cobra Kai, but are you interested in the show, friends? They have a lot of seasons, which means the show is pretty good. Puppy, welcome back. Where were you? And what's this party about? Your cat Simon's tail healed too? Oh, good to hear. One night you went out two-stepping for the first time during a girl's night. Thank you for sharing that. Seriously, I appreciate you reassuring me in my life choices at times. Tim says, I'm burning up Bestie, dancing the afternoon away. Gangnam style, you know it. Wow, I still want Just Dance so badly. You have no idea, Tim. Me and my sister. Johnny says, nothing new with my activities. I'm about 60% away from hitting my goal in MapleStory. The 2 international soccer tournaments are winding down, and the final is both on Sunday. Thank you for the update. So we've been grinding. We've been hanging out. Hi, Shizu. You used your phone all day today. What were you doing on your phone, Logan? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm still reading your messages slowly but surely. Thank you for writing to me. Appreciate it. Okay, so Patchwork says, yes, I feel that, guy. It's been my 1-year anniversary with my boyfriend. Happy 1 year. Are you serious? So you went away and then you built your mom a kitchen as a surprise while she was on a holiday. You're making moves. You're making big moves. I'm proud. Then you went away with your family and baby nieces, and then from next Sunday you're working for 9 days for your boyfriend's birthday. You have a lot planned, but one thing you make is that we're going cow cuddling. Oh my gosh, you're gonna cuddle with cows? Every time I think of cows, I think of Paris Hilton's old show. I don't know why. I feel like that was my exposure to cows. That's gonna be cute though. You gotta take pictures, Patch. I miss you, Sky. So glad you're back, bestie. Thank you. The Simple Life, right? I think it was called The Simple Life. I was way too young to have been watching that. But anyway, I miss you too. I'm not done with my vacations this month. I still have a vacation that starts this weekend. So you will see me go on vacation again in the next week or so, but I am gonna be online in between. So I'm here today, I'm here tomorrow, I'm here Friday. I'm going to try to be here Saturday because every time I jump on Dress to Impress, people are begging me to go live with the game. So I'm going to try my best to be here all the way up until Saturday. Hello to Deshawn, it's good to see you on YouTube. I'm so glad you made it to the stream. Friends, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the live stream for me. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me see. I'm still going. Logan says, Sky, I totally miss you so much. I miss you too. And if you've missed my Animal Crossing gameplay, I will be playing Animal Crossing tomorrow. So pencil it in. Okay. I'll be working in Animal Crossing tomorrow. Tim says, I haven't been doing much. I've been working a lot and working on myself. Well, I'm glad you're working on yourself. That's a good one. I'm working on myself. You're working on yourself. We're working on each other's. No, I don't know why I said that. We're working together. We're working together. I don't know. Anyway, mood on that Costco card borrowing. Yeah, I'm like, please, I just want a slice of pizza from inside. And the yogurt, that's so good. Okay, let me see. Johnny says, on a side note from my soccer watching activities, watching France men's team get cooked by a child was quite satisfying to watch. Puppy says they're helping their mom with the food for, oh my gosh, it's Puppy's birthday tomorrow. Everyone say an early happy birthday to Puppy, just in case they're not here tomorrow. Happy birthday, Puppy. I'm ready to party. Tell me, what kind of food are we having for your birthday? That's so exciting. Lola on YouTube says they sell boba in bulk at Costco. I'm not sure if they have it at every location. The brand I get boba is called Joyba. Oh, do they have the popping bubble, bubbles? I think I do know Joyba, actually. I think I've tried that before. Just kidding, Lola. I've tried it. For some reason, I was thinking of the brown sugar ones. That the milky ones. Hi, Choir. It's good to see you. Thank you for being on YouTube today. They said they're working on their new Sims 4 challenge all day today. I hope it's been fun. Bryson says, I discovered something cool. My insurance apparently gives points for paying the bill and going to the doctor, and those points can be redeemed for stuff. I redeemed a new headset, but they have Switches, Xboxes, PS5s, and a bunch of other things. Dang, Bryson, that's really cool. Are you gonna try to save up your points for one of the other items, like a Switch or an Xbox, or I mean even a PS5? Those all sound awesome. I'm glad you were able to unlock the headset. You're hoping I'm gonna be able to watch Star Wars A New Hope. Is that this Friday, Johnny? Is that this Friday? She says, how was your vacation? It was good, it was good. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes to Poppy. Poppy says for their birthday they're having pizza, KFC, spaghetti, some sweet treats, and some cold beverages. Oh my gosh, I wish I was closer. That sounds amazing. Is there anything you're hoping for this year for your birthday? They do have the popping bubble inside. Okay, yeah, Lola. I want to say I've tried Joyba. Maybe once or twice. I feel like I tried the like orangish one. I think it was mango. So you're working on a generation story in The Sims right now. So exciting. Bryson says a Switch with Animal Crossing costs 2,700 points and I currently have 2,200. So I think I'll save for that. Oh my gosh, you're so close. Dang. But not for yourself. You're gonna get it for your friends so you can force them to play Animal Crossing. Dang. You're a good friend. You're a good friend, Bryson. That's crazy. Feels too distracted, man. To fight bosses on the mule. Geets character out of the window to chill with my bestie. Kiss. Hopefully when I start reading you can fight your bosses again. You'll be able to lock in. Focus. A New Hope is this week, which is the first of the original trilogy. Okay. Lola says the boba I got from Costco is super delicious and it's $9.99 I believe at Costco. Not a bad price. Puppy says nothing much for their birthday they're hoping this year. They're just hoping to celebrate with their friends and try to work on themselves. That's what summer's for. Working on yourself. She says, Sky, tomorrow I'm leaving for vacation for Greece. After I'll return, I'll be going to my first anime convention. Then after that, I'll be going to the Hershey Park. Lots of summer activities for Shisu, and I'm so glad to hear it. I'm super excited to hear about your trip to Greece, too. That's so exciting. For those who don't know, says Johnny, Star Wars A New Hope was released in 1970, so the production of the next 3 movies will be dated compared to the first 5 movies we watched. I can't believe I missed 5 Fridays. What was I doing? I don't know. Partying, I guess. And the actual game, you're getting started with the Red Generation. Good luck and have fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, caught up with you guys. Pretty sure. If I missed your message, so feel free to repaste anyways. Write it again. Last you saw me was a week and a day ago. And in between the time I went to Vegas. I had my second vacation of the summer in Vegas. And it was really exciting. I think I told everybody a million times on the stream that I have been watching Jersey Shore. So when I was going out to Vegas, it was Pauly D from Jersey Shore's birthday, and the night prior to his birthday, me and my sister, we stayed up and we're on season 4, so we watched 4 episodes of season 4 for Pauly's 44th. He's so much older than us, but who cares? We're celebrating. Anyways, the next day, we found out that we knew Pauly D lived in Vegas, but we did not think that Pauly would be like actively in Vegas when we were in Vegas. But then we saw this flyer that he was going to be at the Marquee Hotel or the Marquee nightclub DJing. So yeah, I'm going to stop my telling of stories there. But this is the flyer we saw. And it says that he was going to be there for Independence Weekend celebrating his birthday. So, you know, naturally, we wanted to celebrate with Pauly D. So, a lot of different crazy things happened in between there and that. But nonetheless, they made it to Vegas. And a lot of crazy fun stuff happened that I just don't feel comfortable sharing to my PG-13 audience. I scream. So then I was in Vegas for several days after that, and I was in a really cool hotel. It was really nice. I had like a Nobu inside, which was really cool, and after's ice cream. It was nice, and I had this really cool view, which you can see in my newsletter, because I have like a window selfie, and I was like overlooking these pools. There was 2 pools in the hotel that had beach sand in them. Crazy. Real nice. Real nice. Just gonna say it. Anyway, so I spent a lot of days in Vegas doing things I probably wouldn't normally do, and a lot of mornings recovering in the pool. So that was my Vegas time. I don't know if I ever even caught shut-eye, honestly. It was like the days were merging, they were blending, and I was just there, living in between it all. Probably one of the most hectic, wildest vacations I've ever done, but well worth it. Well worth it for sure. Hello to Chaos, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Welcome in, welcome in. Bryson says, I considered going with my brother and dad on vacation. They're leaving Monday, but I've been super dizzy lately. That's why I went to the doctor, so I decided to just stay home. Where are they going for vacation? Hello to Scarface, it's good to see you. Lola on YouTube says, I almost forgot to like the stream. I've been too invested in this show called Terrace House. It's a Japanese reality TV show, and it's very interesting. Anything reality is so good. I'm doing good, Scarface. Thank you for being here. Hello to Hello Kitty Lover. It's good to see you. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I'm so grateful you're here. Yep. Hello to Novea. Sounds like you were living a summer dream. Yeah. Definitely nothing I expected. Puppy says, my mom just showed me the cake. What does your cake look like? What's the flavor? You heard from your dad and friends who have been to Vegas that it'd be like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. So in the midst of all the chaos, one night, we really thrived. Me and my sister, we wore these shirts. They said, I heart, and I'll let you fill in the blank. And I'll tell you, I don't know how more people weren't wearing these shirts. Like, me and my sister were like, oh, this is gonna be so cute, it's gonna be so funny. Dude, there was like hundreds of people coming up to us, telling us that they also heart blank. And a lot of mixed reactions. Most were really good. There was some that were not too entertained with our shirts, but that was one silly moment I figured I'd share with you and like leave it a little bit like mysterious. Like, what do you heart, Sky? What were you wearing on that shirt? Gotta figure it out. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think I'll ever not go to Vegas without that shirt again, because it was honestly, it just brought really good friends. I met really cool people because of that shirt. Yeah, so that was something fun that I figured I'd share with you. Bryson says they're going to Dollywood. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Dollywood. That's crazy. And a few other places. Your mom and you are going to stay there though. Oh, I hope you and your mom have some restful time without your other family there. Hello Kitty Lover says they're doing great. Puppy says that their birthday cake is chocolate and vanilla. It's a marble cake. That sounds wonderful. You wouldn't enjoy a theme park? Oh, that's fair. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit anxiety inducing. I'll give you that. Puppy says their cake looks so good. They're gonna send pics when it gets decorated. I can't wait to see the cake. It's a guessing game, Shizu. It's a guessing game. Yeah, so there was a few nights, you know, they were just wild times. There was a lot of wild times. I'm gonna keep it with the dainty details. You can read my newsletter on my vacations, both vacations I've been on my website. But nonetheless, I had a lot of fun. It was a really good time. And yeah, I do miss it. I do miss the vibes. It was so fun. It was a fun party experience. But now I'm here. And I have another vacation that starts this weekend, which will not be as chaotic or crazy. And I'm sure I'll be able to give more details when I return from it. But we'll see which one of the vacations this month I liked the most. At the end, I'll give you updates. I scream. I think my favorite part though was the fact that Paulie D was there, because we're such like in a Jersey era right now. Me and my sister were like in a real Jersey era, so like that just felt really right. Him being there and us being there and it being his birthday, like it just felt so right. Felt so right, honestly. Probably the highlight for sure. Let me see. Dollywood in Tennessee. Yes, Dollywood sounds so cool, doesn't it? Side note says Bryson, my health update with the doctor thinks the dizziness might be blood pressure related, so they're gonna keep me with a journal on my blood pressure for a few weeks and then go from there. If it's not that, we think it might be vertigo from that ear infection you had months ago. Oh my gosh, Bryson, that would be a trip. That would be a trip for sure. Thank you for the hearts on YouTube. Thank you for the update as well, Bryson. I can't wait to hear if they can determine what is giving you the disease symptoms. Johnny says, not gonna lie, after I get my car paid off, I'd love to do a Six Flags trip in celebration, or at least hop around downtown Chicago for a mini vacation. You should get out there, guys. Do something. It's worth it. It's worth it. I had so much fun. So yeah, coming back from Vegas, I was pretty much exhausted because I wasn't sleeping. So I have yet to fix my sleep schedule, unfortunately. I literally can't fall asleep before like 3 a.m. right now, and you'll be proud of me. I'm still walking like every single day. Bro, I walked, dude, even in Vegas, I was walking like 20,000 steps a day. Like I was out there, okay? I was out there. And like even when I came home, I'm still walking. This morning I walked, last night I walked, tonight I walked. So I've been walking. I'm gonna keep walking. I've discovered that, you know, to maintain a really good positive mental health space, I just need to walk like a lot, like a lot, so I cannot have so much stuff in my mind. Vegas is so much walking. I know, it really is chill. I had no idea I was gonna be walking as much as I did, but I was walking, and it was hot, by the way. It was super hot. It was like 117 degrees. At least 2 of the days that I was there, it was like 117, and it was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But again, I was spending most of my like early part of the day at the pool as soon as it opened, and then all of the night out in the town, so it wasn't as bad. I'm so happy you're having a Vegas summer blast. The memories sound like they were treasurable. Definitely treasurable. Some of the stuff like I said, I don't want to say it online because I don't plan to tell my parents for like another 20 years. Honestly, like I took my little sister out to Vegas. I don't plan to share the stories for 20 years. Okay, I gotta keep this under wraps for a while. Screw me. Bryson said they said sometimes ear infections can mess things up inside the ear, and apparently that can occasionally take 6 months to a year to fully recover even after the infection is gone. So it's very possible you have vertigo from that. That does make sense, Bryson, actually. I know that my mom also experienced vertigo from an ear infection at one point. Gotta keep it all locked in, Bessie. Right, Shizu? As much as I want to spill my guts to you, I can't risk it. I can't risk it, guys. The Six Flags by you is pushing a 2-hour drive going north because it's on the way to Wisconsin. You have a disaster of a sleep schedule. I know. Oh man. Novea has a question for Bryson. So Bryson, just in case you missed it, they did write to you. I don't know if you did reply. Okay, let me see. How was my trip? It was good, Tim. I hope you had a mini fan with you. Yeah, it was hot. It was hot, but I was drinking a lot of water. Don't worry. I drank a lot of water. And yeah, I just vibed out. Just kind of vibed out. And smoothies too. Oh my gosh, the smoothies. I feel like I have this like toxic trait that like if I'm by a pool, I need a smoothie with me. So I had like every single flavor that they had. And then I started mixing the flavors. So yeah, it was a little unhinged. And now we're fully and I'm gonna get a slushy tonight because it's slushy day. Oh my gosh, don't let me stream late because again, I have to go and get a slushy tonight. It's literally slushy day and I think they finish at 7, so I gotta be out of here in the next like 2.5 hours. I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna read to you, and then yeah, I'm gonna go get a slushie, and I'm gonna go on a walk, and it's Thursday, so it's Jersey, so you know I'm gonna watch some Jersey Shore. That's my plan today. What's your plan? Tim says, Sky, no soda here, going on 4 months. So proud of you, Tim. Bryson says, Dollywood is 2 hours from me too, and I'm surprisingly never been. I visited that area, but haven't specifically gone to Dollywood. I've always wanted to see Dollywood, honestly. You want a slush? It's so hot. It's 7-Eleven day, puppy. You have a 7-Eleven. I know it. You gotta go and get slush. You gotta go get slushy. Do you guys like slushy? Tell me. Johnny says, a dream vacation for me is to catch FC Barcelona when it comes to the US and actually travel out there for a preseason match, or if I win the lottery and be able to afford a trip to a World Cup match since the tournament is in the US in 2026. Oh my gosh. You see travel out because you don't want to see Barcelona coming to Chicago again until the Bears get their new stadium. That's fair. You haven't had a soda in like 2 years and you kind of miss them. Drink a kombucha. I love kombucha. You do want to go, puppy. You do want to go. What's your favorite slushy flavor? I like blue, but I also like red, but I mostly like blue. But I love the color red, but I like the flavor blue. Anyway. So yeah, I was really scared to come on here because I know that as soon as I come on here and start yapping, I literally can't stop and I'll start telling you things I don't really necessarily want to. So I am gonna cut myself off and jump over to the book shortly here on both Twitch and YouTube. If you are watching me on stream right now, please consider to like the live stream. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here today. We will be reading The Summer I Turned Pretty, starting on chapter 5. The first 5 chapters are my last video because I haven't been here in like a week. So you can watch back last video and then this video and be fully caught up on the book. I will give you a little bit of a recap. Nothing too crazy happened though. Does anyone remember what happened? The preseason tours in the US seem to hit the newer stadiums lately. I see. Oh my gosh, I saw that big sphere in Vegas. You know, the big sphere? I saw that a million times. A million times. It was glowing. It was lighting up the area. No plans tonight. Going to chill here, maybe get some work done later and wait for the new song. I hope you like the new song, Bryson. At least you have a chill night. You're counting down the days to autumn. Me too. I am excited for fall. I'm trying to get all my summer fun out though before, and then hunker down, work hard all fall, all winter. It was actually kind of overcast and I was like, oh wow, pumpkin season. That'll be cute. I do love a good pumpkin season vibe. Let me see. Oh, Sky understands. I found a song that reminded me of you. Oh, I'm curious. What's the song? A song that reminded you of me. By the way, I am also still playing Candy Crush, guys. Another update for you. Here's my iPad here. I'm on level 75, I believe, right now. No, 85. Whoa. I must have been playing this in my sleep. I'm on level 85 and I'm currently in the Candy Cup. Candy Cup is going on. I'm in it. How did I get in it? I don't know. I just ended up being in the top 50. Then I was in the top 5. It was kind of getting crazy there. But they got like streaks going now. So I've been trying to play like every single day. So just an update on my Candy Crush. I'm almost at 100. I feel like the last time you saw me play, I was like at level 20. So yeah, almost at 100 now. She's been partying. Let me see. Oh my gosh, when I went to Vegas, I did see a sign that said Raider Nation. Like you were entering Raider Nation. But I didn't really think much of it, I'm gonna be honest. Bryson says, I think I'll love the new song. They posted like a 10-second preview a month or 2 ago when they first announced it. It sounded really pretty. I've had a countdown for it on my phone ever since. Oh, that's cute. Lollipop by Mika, the song The Dancer Lady Coach. Just Dance reminds me of you, candy and lollipops and nothing going to bring you down. Okay, I'm looking up the song, Tim. I will listen to it once I'm done reading today so I can hear what you think gives my vibes. Okay, I got it. Hi, Alluring, you're off work early today. Oh my gosh, what are your plans this evening? Friends, if you haven't met Alluring over here on Twitch, consider to show some love and support to them. Thank you so much for coming to my stream. I hope you've been well. And thank you, mods, for shouting them out. Thank you to my friends on YouTube lurking as well. I appreciate you. More packing and just relaxing. How many more days, Alluring? How many more days? So exciting. Chicago's actually getting 2 international soccer matches this summer, says Johnny. They just looked it up. Real Madrid versus Milan and Club America versus Aston Villa. Oh my goodness. Only 2 more days for Alluring. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. I hope you have a blast. This is so exciting. Summer's so fun because we all have like different plans. We do different things. I scream. I can't wait to hear all about your time. Thank you for the hype for our friends. Thank you. Okay, we've almost been here 1 hour, friends, so I'm gonna take you to my other screen. Yeah, my vacations have been well. I gave a little bit of like a snippet on what I did, but I'm keeping most of it under wraps, I'll be honest. It's been fun though. I'm excited for my next one this weekend. Super excited. It's also gonna be my dad's birthday, so we'll be celebrating him. You need to look it up after Bestie. I love the song. Now it's addicting. You love the song about lollipops. Okay, listen. How's the music? Is it too loud? Tell me. Should I turn it down? I'm turning it down on my end because it's really loud. It's your mom's birthday today, your parents' anniversary, and your anniversary. Whoa, so much going on in one day. Happy birthday to your mom. Hype for you and your partner and your parents. You and your partner got together the same day as you and your parents got together. The music sounds good. It sounded good. It sounds good. Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh, it's turning up on my end again. Here we go. Let me see. You want to watch Spain live now? They're so fun to watch at the Euros, especially you want to see the Wonder Kid on their team who plays club for Barcelona. So exciting. I hope you enjoy. That's crazy. I miss your stream so much. Oh, Mike. I miss streaming a lot. But don't worry, I'll be here tomorrow and the next day, so you'll get to see me all week. And then you can miss me all over again. Tomorrow I'll be playing Animal Crossing. I'm gonna work on my islands map because last time we were doing a good like little design. At regular time, no guarantee. All of my streams are subject to different hours because it's summer. And honestly, Mike, I've had a really bad sleeping schedule ever since we went on my vacation last week. Well, just a few days ago. I've been staying up till like 3 in the morning, and I do walk every single morning, several miles, so I have to shower, I have to eat, I have to sleep. So much I do. It's summer. I promise when we get to the fall I'll be back to regular schedule. I promise, but I'll try to stream earlier in the day if I can get myself awake early enough and to bed early enough. So today, friends, we're going to be reading chapter 5 through 15. I don't know how long that is. I just remember the first 5 chapters were really quick to read. They were super easy to go through. So I figured I'd like tack on a few more and it would fill up the time that we have today on the stream. Today's a smaller, shorter stream since I don't want to read too much of the book. And I also want to get a slushy for 7-Eleven day. I feel like when I watch back these summer streams, I'm gonna laugh at how like just whimsical I'm being these days. I really hope that you are also being super whimsical this summer, and once it becomes fall, you will once again become like as constructive as I am during those seasons. And how much you were living. Literally, she's living. She's doing whatever she wants when she wants, which is kind of crazy. Like, who gave her so much freedom? Mike says, I completely understand that, Bessie. Best part of my summers are your streams, by the way. Thank you. You're so sweet. You can always watch back my videos when I'm not here, by the way. So don't forget, friends. You can watch back the first 5 chapters I read in my last video, and then today you'll get to listen to how many? 10 chapters I'm reading you today. So many chapters you're getting from me. Bryson has a fun fact of the day. A typical cloud weighs on average 1 million pounds, which is about the same as a fully loaded jet. A dark thundercloud can weigh up to 100 times that, or 1 million tons. Oh my gosh, they look so light and fluffy. That's crazy. Mike says, did you win any money in Vegas? Mike, when I first got to Vegas, I knew it was like a Sin City vibe, okay? And I knew it was not my vibe. I knew I was not one to wild out. But once I got there, I feel like I threw all of my morals out the window. One thing I did not do though, was gamble my money. I pretty much did anything and everything but that though. I just didn't want to gamble my money. I was not willing to push my luck. I felt like I was pushing my luck in a lot of different aspects. So I was like, maybe I should just keep my money in my pocket, you know? So I didn't gamble. But if you go to Vegas and you gamble, I hope you win. People go to Vegas to, I know they do. Oh my gosh, the clicks. Thank gosh for 24-hour food places. Hello to Roman. It's good to see you. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being over on YouTube with me, Bessie. We're about to start reading chapter 5. Chapter 5 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Did you have a wedding at one of those chapels with an Elvis impersonator? No, but my sister asked me, she said, Sky, when people go there, do they actually get married? Like, is it real? And I had to explain to her, yes, it's really real. It's so real. And that's why most chapels have like a divorce right next to it, like a divorce office. It's like a wedding chapel and a divorce office. Boom, boom. Don't do it. Don't go in those chapels for fun. It's all fun and games till it's real. It's all fun and games. Oh man. Sky doesn't need Vegas money. We all know who the richest queen is here. No doubt about that. Sky is our queen. You're so sweet, Tim. You just popped in, Mama. Thank you. It's also it. All fun and games till the Vegas brain fog clears. Literally. Better move quick for an annulment. You'd go to Vegas for the Sphere. The Sphere is cool. It's really cool. It looks cool. One of the bands you love is space themed, and you think that place would be perfect for them to have a concert because of the sci-fi theme they have at all of their concerts. That would be really cool. It is like a big sphere. It's a giant dome, and it lights up like everything around it and like beyond. Like I could see the Sphere from my hotel. And it was bright. Let me tell you. Tim says, I will say this, Sky, hear me out. What happened to Vegas stays in Vegas. Right, Tim? Did you read my newsletter? Wait, you're reminding me, so I feel like I have to share this. Let's hear it. You saw the inside of it, and it looks wild in there. I didn't see the inside. I didn't go into the Sphere, but I was around the Sphere a lot. Since the Strip is not too far from the Sphere. I also went to Fremont. Oh my gosh, Fremont has a lot of characters. A lot of characters. Did any guys try anything like your last trip? It's Vegas. So, I mean, they weren't bad. Like the last trip, it was like bad because like it was so calm and sweet, you know? And like, what are you doing at La Jolla acting a fool? That's what you think. But then when you go to Vegas, you kind of expect it. So you just gotta be like alert. There was a lot of hot girls. Mike. That's one thing. There was just a lot of them all over. Body everywhere. It was crazy. It was wild. Yeah. It was wild. Despicable Me 4 was really good for your family and you saw it. Oh, good. I haven't seen it, but it looks good. You've seen it on videos. It has crazy special effects, so that's why it would be perfect for that band. My goodness. Okay, I'm waiting for Chell to share something. They said they have to share something, so I'm waiting for them. Yeah. Vegas is crazy. Like I said, I almost felt embarrassed coming here because I'm like, don't look at me differently. I swear I'm still a good person. Still the same person. Stone, Johnny, and Bryson, and you are all minions now. Okay, well, don't spoil Despicable Me 4. I don't think I saw Despicable Me 3. So now I have to watch that one, and then I gotta watch Despicable Me 4. I know I saw the first two, but I don't know. I don't remember when the third one came out. When did the third one come out? Was it like during the pandemic or something? Where was I? What was I doing? You're laughing. The laughing minion. You too have not seen the third one. Did you hear that Shrek 5 is coming out? And Toy Story 5? What are they gonna do with Toy Story 5? I don't know. I've seen all the Toy Stories, and I remember Forky was in Toy Story 4. It came out in 2017. I was probably just like out of it. I don't know. Alright, Chell says, you being in Vegas at the same time as Pauly D makes me think of when my sister wanted her 21st birthday in Vegas, and it was at the time where the Kardashians were big on reality TV and Scott was kind of big. So she was excited because she wanted to go to the restaurant attached to the club he's always at. The vibes. Did she see Scott? That's such a vibe, honestly. Scott, I just saw Scott on the craziest commercial the other day. It wasn't a good one. I was like, what's going on? Sky, we're making some burgers for dinner tonight. Oh my gosh, she just reminded me. I have to make dinner tonight. I told my parents I would make pizza boats for dinner. I gotta get to reading, guys. I cannot stay here long. I forgot I told them I'd make dinner. Dang it. I worked so hard to convince them to eat that too. I was like, please, let's have pizza boats, please. So now I really gotta commit. Did you have fried Oreos? No. Mike, honestly, me and my sister shared meals the whole time. And I was just there. July 1st, 2026. Despicable Me 3 was 2017. There was Gru spin-off. Oh, I heard of Gru spin-off. I've missed 2 Despicable movies. I can't go see Despicable Me 4. Fake fan. He was apparently going to be in Vegas when we were in Vegas, so we were feeling that similar vibe you had. Ayo meant to be, and during dinner they came up and gave us free entry into that club with a free beverage, and we absolutely left our parents to go to the club after dinner. Such a vibe. Such a vibe, Chell. Choir says, our bestie, I was making my OMG bestie, I was making my brown generation, and the way I made her makes her look like you. That was not my intention, but I realized, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I can't wait to see. You're gonna take a picture, right? We did not see Scott, says Chell, because she's an early to bed girly, but Vegas could barely stop that. We were having a blast, people watching in the club in the M. That's so real. The amount of people watching we did was so good, honestly. Especially from the hotel. We were like on a very high floor, so it was wild. Oh my gosh, at one point we got stuck in the elevator too. Because the elevator works with like the hotel key. And like, dude, me and my sister, you could imagine. Anyway, we didn't bring the hotel key. Dude, it took us all the way up, and we couldn't get back down without the hotel key. It was crazy. It was a wild time. Tim says, okay, listen, when Sky walks into a Vegas club, everyone must stop and acknowledge. Hello to Emma, how are you? Hello to Jade. You're a water fairy. You go around Twitch and you tell every streamer to drink some water. Oh, thank you. I love water fairies. Jade says, please stay hydrated for me. Don't let me down. Have a fantastic day, night, or whatever you have now. Love from heart. You're an angel. Follow, come back and water us again in the future. See you soon, water fairy. Thank you so much for hydrating us. Johnny says, I still haven't had the chance to see Inside Out 2 yet. I might as well wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. Well, when it does, we'll be watching it. Hello to Prez. I think that's what that says. Hello again, Jade. Choir says on YouTube, I can post a picture. We won't see this generation until basically the end, but I'll take a photo for when I'm actually there. Acknowledge Sky. I'm good, Emma. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining me on the stream. Peace and sparkle. So cute. Good energies coming from you. Anyways, oh, did you see? This is the water bottle I've been drinking out of. And honestly, I just didn't want to go downstairs to get a second glass. So today I'm drinking out of this water bottle. This is the one. This is not like it's not an Awala. It's not a Stanley. It's just this water bottle that I found in our cupboard. But I've been drinking out of that. So that's what I'm drinking out of today. When Inside Out 2 comes out on Disney Plus, I'll volunteer to show it on Discord on your behalf. I'll be seated. I'll be watching. And I'm sure the entire Crybaby community will be too. Alright guys. So, I'm gonna give us a few more minutes to talk. Just a bottle, not a special bottle, but a bottle. It's been good to me, Bryson. It's been good to me, honestly. It's been good. So this is her. It has a little straw and everything. My cup collection is still like all wrapped. I never unwrapped it for when I moved. I kind of miss my cups sometimes. Maybe I'll bring them out one day. Who knows? Anyways, I'm going to give you like 2 more minutes of just chatting. And then we're going to read these chapters. Because I guess I have to make dinner today. Oh my gosh, you're right. I could do it on a co-working day, Jill. You're right. I don't know why when I do co-working sessions I feel like I have to do anything but the actual work. Oh gosh. She's gonna hold me to it. She's gonna remind me. You saw water bottles in the little insurance point redeem thing, and they mostly had Yeti water bottles. Oh, I've never had. Please, I'm a star. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm not gonna say that on stream. But an icon. We lost an icon today. I'm pretty sad about it. Anyway, Johnny says Inside Out 2 just don't come out on Disney Plus during August or October because my schedule will be too cluttered those months. It's okay, Johnny. Those are the months I'll be locked into stream full time. Once again, my party phase will be gone. Hopefully. I don't see myself partying in October. When do I see myself partying though? In the spring. And in the summer. That's next year. I see that. They have a lot of Pokemon cards too. Oh, that's cool. Hi, Angel. It's good to see you. Welcome in. You can't stay because you're at work. Oh, I hope you have a good shift. You wanted to pop in and say hi. You also wanted to say my stream title, and you saw my stream title, and I'm always pretty. Oh, thank you. It's a book. Don't worry. Thank you though. We party every day on stream. We do. It's always a party here. So true. We see you. Oh, you see me partying for Halloween? I forgot about that. Anyone have any Halloween suggestions of looks? I don't know what to dress up as. I really need to start reading. But if you can picture me in a costume, give me a suggestion, because I was actually talking to my sister today and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be for Halloween. She already knows what she's going to be for Halloween. I don't know what I'm going to be for Halloween. But I want to be something good. I want to be something good, guys. So start thinking. Help me find my Halloween costume. It's early enough that we can really pull it off. Usually every Halloween I dress up like 5 times. So I've kind of burned through a lot of ideas. If you've been watching my stream, like, you've seen me as so many things. I also have a cosplay coming up. Somebody redeemed a cosplay recently, so I'll be cosplaying before Halloween. Think about the cosplay too. Anyways, we hit an hour and I'm officially ready to read because I have such limited time here today. I don't know what I was thinking. Offering to make dinner. That's kind of crazy of me. We're starting on chapter 5. This book is called The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's also a show. I've never seen the show. I've never read the book. We read the first 4 chapters on my last video, so go back. Watch. Listen into the last chapters. We learn about some characters. There was Conrad. There was Jeremiah, there was Stephen. I'm just reading from here for being honest. I remember there was Belly. I'm reading as Belly. The mom was like Susanna, I think. That was the boy's mom. She has a brother. I think I already said his name. Nonetheless, she's into the boys that she's at the summer vacation house with. And in this last little sentence here of chapter 4, she says, every summer up to this one, I believed it'd be different. Life would be different. And that summer, it finally was. I was. So we're going to get some transformations going here. That's what my prediction is. We're gonna get into it. I think the boys were starting to like her. She's a little bit younger. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm sure we can pick up where we left off pretty well. This is chapter 5. And the music's okay, guys? The music's okay, just one more time. Not too loud and not too crazy. My headphones have been playing me today. Alright, here we go. Chapter 5. Okay. So, chapter 5, the summer I turned pretty. Dinner the first night was always the same. A big pot of spicy bouillabaisse that Susanna cooked up while she waited for us to arrive. Lots of shrimp and crab legs and squid. She knew I loved squid. Even when I was little, I would pick out the squid and save it for last. Susanna put the pot in the middle of the table, along with a few crusty loaves of French bread from the bakery nearby. Each of us would get a bowl and we'd help ourselves to the pot all throughout dinner, dipping the ladle back into the pot. Susanna and my mother always had red wine, and us kids had grape Fanta. But on that night, there were wine glasses for everyone. Sorry, my music. Okay, the music's still playing for you guys. It just wasn't playing for me. Okay, whatever. As long as it's playing for somebody. Let me see. I think we're all old enough to partake now. Don't you, Laura? Susanna said as we sat down. I don't know about that, my mother began, and then she stopped. Oh, alright, fine. I'm being provincial. Isn't that right, Beck? Susanna laughed and uncorked the bottle. You never, she said, pouring a little wine for each of us. It's a special night. It's the first night of summer. Conrad drank his wine in about 2 gulps. He drank it like he was used to drinking it. I guess a lot can happen over the course of a year. He said, it's not the first night of summer, Mom. Oh, yes, it is. Summer doesn't start until our friends get here, Susanna said, reaching across the table and touching my hand, and Conrad's too. He jerked away from her almost by accident. Susanna didn't seem to notice, but I did. I always noticed Conrad. Jeremiah must have seen it too, because he changed the subject. Belly, check out my latest scar, he said, pulling up his shirt. I scored 3 field goals that night. Jeremiah played football. He was proud of all his battle scars. I leaned in next to him to get a good look. It was a long scar that had just begun to fade, right across the bottom of his stomach. Clearly, he'd been working out. His stomach was flat and hard, and it hadn't looked like that last summer. He looked bigger than Conrad now. Wow, I said. Conrad snorted. Jer just wanted to show off his 2-pack, he said, breaking off a piece of bread and dipping it into his bowl. Why don't you show all of us and not just Belly? Yeah, show us, Jer, Stephen said, grinning. Jeremiah grinned right back. To Conrad, he said, you're just jealous because you quit. Conrad had quit football? That was news to me. Conrad, you quit, man? Stephen asked. I guess it was news to him too. Conrad was really good. Susanna used to mail us his newspaper clippings. He and Jeremiah had been on the team together for the last 2 years, but it was Conrad who'd been the star. Conrad shrugged indifferently. His hair was still wet from the pool, and so was mine. It got boring, he said. What he means is he got boring, Jeremiah said. Then he stood up and pulled off his shirt. Pretty nice, huh? Susanna threw her head back and laughed, and my mother did too. Sit down, Jeremiah, she said, shaking the loaf of bread at him like a sword. What do you think, Belly? He asked me. He looked like he was winking even though he wasn't. Pretty nice, I agreed, trying not to smile. Now it's Belly's turn to show off, Conrad said mockingly. Belly doesn't need to show off. We can all see how lovely she is just looking at her, Susanna said, sipping her wine and smiling at me. Lovely? Yeah, right, said Stephen. She's a lovely pain in my... Stephen, my mother warned. What? What did I say? He asked. Stephen's too much of a pig to understand the concept of lovely, I said sweetly. I pushed the bread to him. Oink, oink, Stephen. Have some more bread. Don't mind if I do, he said, breaking off a crusty chunk. Belly, tell us about all the hot friends you're gonna set me up with, Jeremiah said. Didn't we already try that once, I said. Don't tell me you've forgotten about Taylor Jewel already. Everyone busted up laughing then, even Conrad. Jeremiah's cheeks turned pink, but he was laughing too, and shaking his head. You're not a nice girl, Belly, he said. There's plenty of cute girls at the country club, so don't worry about me. Worry about Con. He's the one missing out. The original plan was for both Jeremiah and Conrad to work at the country club as lifeguards. Conrad had done it the summer before, the summer Jeremiah was old enough to do it with him, but Conrad changed his mind at the last minute and decided to bus tables at the fancy seafood buffet instead. Hello to Genius in Math over on YouTube, it's good to see you. And hello to Counterblood as well, welcome in, I hope you're doing well. Today we're reading The Summer I Turned Pretty, and we're currently on chapter 5, going on chapter 6. We used to go there all the time. Kids 12 and younger could eat there for $12. There was a time when I was the only one 12 or younger. My mother always made sure to tell the waiter that I was younger than 12, as like principal. Every time she did it, I felt like disappearing. I wished I was invisible. It wasn't that the boys even made a big deal out of it, which they easily could have, but it was the feeling different. It was the feeling different, like an outsider, that I hated. I hated it being pointed out. I wanted to be just like them. Chapter 6, The Summer I Turned Pretty. Age 10. Right off the bat, the boys were a unit. Conrad was the leader, his word was pretty much law. Stephen was the second in command, and Jeremiah was the jester. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot which one's the brother. I think it's Stephen. It's been like a week. I think Stephen's the brother. Conrad and Jeremiah are both like brothers together. And then obviously Susanna's their mom, just to clarify things. Because I'm like, wait, which one's which right now? So I'm reading it. Anyway, here we go. Let me see. So Conrad was the leader. His word was pretty much law. Stephen was the second in command. And Jeremiah was the jester. That first night, Conrad decided that the boys were going to sleep on the beach in sleeping bags and make a fire. He was a Boy Scout, and he knew all about that kind of stuff. Jealousy, I watched them plan, especially when they packed the graham crackers and marshmallows. Don't take the whole box, I wanted to tell them. I didn't though. It wasn't my place. It wasn't even my house. Stephen, make sure you bring a flashlight, Conrad directed. Stephen nodded quickly. I had never seen him follow orders before. He looked up to Conrad, who was 8 months older. It had always been that way. Everybody had somebody but me. I wish I was at home, making butterscotch sundaes with my dad, eating them on our living room floor. We have not heard about her dad. I just realized that. I low-key thought they didn't even have a dad. Oh my gosh. Jeremiah, don't forget the cards, Conrad added, rolling up a sleeping bag. Jeremiah saluted him and dancing a little jig, which made me giggle. Sir, yes, sir. He turned to me on the couch and said, Conrad is bossy like our dad. Don't feel like you have to listen to him or anything. Jeremiah talking to me made me feel brave enough to say, can I come too? Ooh. Right away, Stephen said, no, guys only, right, Con? Conrad hesitated. Sorry, Belly, he said. He really did look sorry for a second. 2 seconds even. Then he went back to rolling his sleeping bag. I turned away from them and faced the TV. That's okay. I don't really care anyway. Oh, watch out. Belly's gonna cry, Stephen said joyously. To Jeremiah and Conrad, he said, when she doesn't get her way, she cries. Our dad always falls for it. Shut up, Stephen, I yelled. I was worried I was really about to cry. The last thing I needed was to be a crybaby our first night. Then they'd never take me along for real. Belly's gonna cry, Stephen said in a sing-song voice. Then he and Jeremiah started to dance a jig together. Leave her alone, Conrad said. Stephen stopped dancing. What? He said, confused. You guys are so immature, Conrad said, shaking his head. I watched them pick up their gear and get ready to leave. I was about to lose my chance to camp, to be a part of the gang. Quickly I said, Stephen, if you don't let me go, I'll tell Mom. It's not a good move. I don't think that was a good move from her. Stephen's face twisted. No, you won't. Mom hates when you tattletale. It was true. My mother hated it when I told on Stephen for things like this. She'd say he needed his own time, that I could go the next time around, and there would be more fun at the house with her and Beck anyway. I sank into the couch, arms crossed. I'd lost my chance. Now I just look like a tattletale. A baby. Yeah, it's not a good look. On the way out, Jeremiah turned around and danced a quick jig for me, and I couldn't help it. I laughed. Over his shoulder, Conrad said, "Good night, Belly," and that was it. I was in love. Oh, she's in love. With which one? Conrad, I think? Because he was the one that stood up for her, right? Yeah, leave her alone. Dang, she likes Conrad. Dang. I don't remember if I was choosing one or the other last time. I know you guys asked me like if I shipped one or the other, and I can't remember anymore. But I guess I'm on Team Conrad for now. I'm curious what team you're going to be on. Let's get into more chapters and decipher. Also, Choir, thank you for jumping on Twitch. Don't forget to collect your love letter while you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the live stream, even if you're watching this back as a VOD. Chapter 7, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I didn't notice right away that their family had more money than ours. The beach house wasn't some fancy kind of place. It was a real honest-to-God beach house, the kind that was lived in and comfortable. It had faded old seersucker couches and a creaking lazy boy us kids always fought over, and peeling white paint and hardwood floors that had been bleached by the sun. But it was a big house, room enough for all of us and more. They'd built an addition years ago. On one end, there was my mother's room, Susanna, and Mr. Fisher's room, and an empty guest room. On the other end was my room, another guest room, and the room the boys shared, which I was jealous of. There used to be bunk beds and a twin in that room, and I hated that I had to sleep all alone in mine when I could hear them giggling and whispering all night through the wall. A couple of times the boys let me sleep in there too, but only when they had some especially gruesome story they wanted to tell. I was a good audience. I always screamed at all the right places. Since they've gotten older, the boys have stopped sharing a room. Stephen started staying over on the parents' end, and Jeremiah and Conrad both had their rooms on my end. The boys and I have shared a bathroom since the beginning. Ours is on our end of the house, and then my mother has her own, and Susanna's is connected to the master bedroom. There are 2 sinks. Jeremiah and Conrad share one, and Stephen and I share the other. When we were little, the boys never put the seat down, and they still didn't. It was a constant reminder that I was different, that I wasn't one of them. Little things have changed though. It used to be that they left water all over the place, either from splash bites or just being careless. Now that they shaved, they left their little chin hairs all over the sink. The counters were crowded with their different deodorants and shaving creams and colognes. They had more cologne than I had perfume. One pink French bottle my dad bought me for Christmas when I was 13. It smelled like vanilla and burnt sugar and lemon. I think his grad student girlfriend picked it out. Wait a minute, what? So that's what we're not hearing about the dad? I think his grad student girlfriend picked it out. He wasn't good at that sort of thing. It's getting interesting. interesting. Anyway, I didn't leave my perfume in the bathroom mixed with all her stuff. I kept it on the dresser in my room, and I never wore it anyway. I didn't know why I even brought it with me. Wow, so the dad's not in the story because he's got some grad student girlfriend. And then I wonder where the Mr. Fisher guy is, because she references the boy's dad, but we haven't heard about the dad. The way they're sprinkling the details in there in bits. I know, I'm like, wait a minute. Grad student girlfriend? Hold on. Who's that? I think reading this story and then having like crazy life experiences in between is making this a little bit more confusing for me to read, but I'm staying strong, everybody, and I hope when you watch back the last video versus this one, you're still able to follow along with this story as well as I am. Alright, chapter 8, The Summer I Turned Pretty. After dinner, I stayed downstairs on the couch, and so did Conrad. He sat there across from me, strumming chords on his guitar with his head bent. So I heard you have a girlfriend, I said. I heard it's pretty serious. My brother has a big mouth. About a month before we'd left for cousins, Jeremiah had called Stephen. They were on the phone for a while, and I hid outside Stephen's bedroom door listening. Stephen didn't say a whole lot on his end, but it seemed like a serious conversation. I burst into his room and asked him what they were talking about, and Stephen accused me of being a nosy little spy, and then he finally told me that Conrad had a girlfriend. So what's she like? I didn't look at him when I said this. I was afraid he'd be able to see how much I cared. Conrad cleared his throat. We broke up, he said. I almost gasped. My heart did a little ping. Your mom was right. You are a heartbreaker. I meant it to come out as a joke, but the words rang in my head and in the air like some kind of declaration. He flinched. She dumped me, he said flatly. I couldn't imagine anyone breaking up with Conrad. I wondered what she was like. Suddenly, she was this compelling, actual person in my mind. What was her name? Oh my god, stop! Right, she was getting intense. What does it matter, he said, his voice rough. Then, Aubrey. Her name is Aubrey. Why did she break up with you? I couldn't help myself. I was too curious. I'm cringing as I'm like asking the questions. Like, no, don't ask this. No. Who was this girl? I pictured someone with pale white blonde hair and turquoise eyes. Someone with perfect cuticles and oval-shaped nails. I'd always had to keep mine short for piano, and then after I quit, I still cut them short because I was used to them that way. Conrad put down the guitar and stared off into a space moodily. She said I changed. And did you? I don't know. Everybody changes. You did. How did I change? He shrugged and picked up his guitar again. Like I said, everybody changes. Conrad started playing the guitar in middle school. I hated it when he'd play the guitar. He'd sit there strumming, halfway paying attention, only halfway present. He'd hum to himself and he was someplace else. We'd be watching TV or playing cards and he'd be strumming the guitar, or he'd be in his room practicing. For what? I didn't know. All I knew was that it took time away from us. Listen to this, he said once, stretching out his headphones so I had one and he had the other. Our heads touched. Isn't it amazing? It was Pearl Jam. Anyone listen to Pearl Jam? I'm curious. Conrad was so happy and enthralled as if he had discovered them himself. I never heard of them, but at that moment, it was the best song I've ever heard. I went out and bought 10 and listened to it on repeat. When I listened to the track 5, Black, it was like I was there in that moment all over again. After the summer was over, when I got back home, I went to the music store and bought the sheet music and learned to play it on the piano. I thought one day I could accompany Conrad and we could be like a band, which was so stupid. The summer house didn't even have a piano. Susanna tried to get one for the summer house so I could practice, but my mother wouldn't let her. Dude, some of this is so bad. I'm sorry. I'm like, no way. Hello, Colton on YouTube. Thank you so much for saying hi. I hope you're doing well. It's afternoon. It's still afternoon. We are reading The Summer I Turned Pretty and we're on chapter 9. So is the summer over or what's going on? Or we're just like jumping. I think we're just jumping. I think the timeline's just jumping. She's like, I took that music. I went back home. I know we're going to start a band one day. But now I think we're back to like the present point. We'll see. Chapter 9, The Summer I Turned Pretty. At night when I couldn't sleep, I'd sneak downstairs and go for a swim in the pool. That's scary. Anyway, I'd start doing laps and I'd keep going until I felt tired. When I went to bed, my muscles felt nice and sore, but also shivery and relaxed. I loved bundling myself up after a swim in one of Susanna's cornflower blue bath sheets. I'd never even heard of bath sheets before Susanna, and then tiptoeing back upstairs, falling asleep with my hair still wet. You sleep so well after you've been in the water. It's like no other feeling. 2 summers ago, Susanna found me down there, and some nights she'd swim with me. I'd be underwater, doing my laps, and I'd feel her dive in and start to swim on the other side of the pool. We wouldn't talk, we'd just swim, but it was comforting to have her there. It was the only time that summer that I ever saw her without her wig. She wears a wig. The details, here we go. Back then, because of chemo, oh my gosh, how sad. Back then, because of the chemo, Susanna wore her wig all the time. No one saw her without it, not even my mother. Susanna had the prettiest hair, long, caramel colored, soft as cotton candy. Her wig didn't even compare. It was real human hair and everything, the best money could buy. After the chemo, after her hair grew back, she kept it short, cut right below her chin. It was pretty, but it wasn't the same. Looking at her now, you never know who she used to be, with her hair long like a teenager, like mine. Guys, I'm sad. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting it. I'm sad. The first night of the summer, I couldn't sleep. It always took me a night or two to get used to my bed again. Even though I'd slept in it pretty much every summer of my life, I tossed and turned for a while, and then I couldn't stand it anymore. I put on my bathing suit, my old swim team one that could barely fit anymore, with the gold stripes and the razor back. It was the first night swim of the summer. Hello to Ariel, I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. We are currently reading The Summer I Turned Pretty, and we're on chapter 9. When I swam alone at night, everything felt so much clearer. Listening to myself breathe in and out, it made me feel calm and steady and strong, like I could swim forever. I swam back and forth a few times, and on the 4th lap, I started to turn, and I kicked something solid. I came up for air and saw it was Conrad's leg. He was sitting on the edge of the pool with his feet dangling in. He'd been watching me that whole time. He was smoking a cigarette. I stayed underwater up to my chin and suddenly aware of how my bathing suit was too small for me now. There was no way I was getting out of the water with him still there. Since when did you start smoking? I asked accusingly. And what are you doing down here anyway? Which do you want me to answer first? He had that amused, condescending Conrad look on his face, the one that drove me crazy. I think I'm shipping them. I think I'm with it. I swam over to the wall and rested my arms on the edge. The second. I couldn't sleep, so I went for a walk, he said, shrugging. He was lying. He'd only come outside to smoke. How did you know I was out here? You always swim out here at night, Billy. Come on. He took a drag of his cigarette. He knew I swam at night. I thought it was a special secret, mine and Susanna's. I wondered how long he had known. I wondered if everyone knew. I didn't even know why it mattered, but it did. To me, it did. Okay, fine. Then when did you start smoking? I don't know. Last year, maybe. But he was being vague on purpose. It was maddening. Well, you shouldn't. You should quit right now. Are you addicted? He laughed. No. Then quit. If you put your mind to it, I know you can. If he puts his mind to it, I knew he could do anything. Maybe I don't want to. You should, Conrad. Smoking is so bad for you. What will you give me if I do? He asked teasingly. He held the cigarette in the air above his beer can. He's smoking, he's drinking. This is intense. The air felt different all of a sudden. It felt charged, electric, like I had been sapped with the thunderbolt. I let go of the edge and started to tread water away from him. It felt like forever before I spoke. Nothing, I said. You should quit for yourself. You're right, he said, and the moment was over. He stood up, ground his cigarette out on the top of the can. Good night, Belly. Don't stay out here too late. You never know what kind of monsters come out at night. Everything felt normal again. I splashed water at his legs and as he walked away. Screw you, I said to him, to his back. A long time ago, Conrad and Jeremiah and Stephen convinced me that there was a child killer on the loose. The kind who liked chubby little girls with brown hair and grayish blue eyes. Wait, are you quitting or not? I yelled. He didn't answer me. He just laughed. I could tell by the way his shoulders shook as he closed the gate. After he left, I fell back into the water and floated. I could feel my heart beating through my ears. It thudded quick, 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 like a metronome. Conrad was different. I sensed something even at dinner before he told me about Aubrey. He had changed, and yet the way he affected me was still there, the same. It felt like just the exact same. It felt like I was at the top of the grizzly, a king's dominion, right about to go down to the first hill. I butchered the last sentence, my bad. But dude, oh my gosh. Hello to Sierra on YouTube. Thank you so much for saying I'm slaying. I hope you're doing well. Don't forget to like the live stream if you're watching on YouTube and hit the subscribe button for me. I'm live Tuesday through Saturday typically during the summer. We're currently reading This Summer I Turned Pretty and we are on chapter 10. It's 4:18, not too bad. I don't know if I'll get to 15 today, but we'll try our best. Here's chapter 10, This Summer I Turned Pretty. Belly, have you called your dad yet? My mother asked me. No. I think you should call him and tell him how you're doing. I rolled my eyes. I doubt he's sitting at home worrying about it. Still. Well, have you made Steven call him? I countered. No, I haven't, she said, her tone level. Your dad and Steven are about to spend 2 weeks together looking at colleges. You, on the other hand, won't get to see him until the end of the summer. Why did she have to be so reasonable? Everything was that way with her. My mother was the only person I knew who could have a reasonable divorce. My mother got up and handed me the phone. Call your father, she said, leaving the room. She always left the room when I called my father. Like she was giving me privacy. As if there were some secrets I needed to tell my father that I couldn't tell in front of her. I didn't call him. I put the phone back in its cradle. He should be the one calling me, not the other way around. He was the father. I was just the kid. And anyways, Dad didn't belong in the summer house. Not my father, and not Mr. Fisher. Sure, they'd come to visit, but it wasn't their place. They didn't belong to it. Not the way we all did. The mothers and us kids. That was a short chapter. Not my father. It's me and my sister. I love that. Instead of dad, father. So real. Anyways. Chapter 11. The Summer I Turned Pretty. Age 9. We're regressing. One chapter said age 10, now we're at age 9. This is some regression here. Anyways, age 9. We were playing cards outside on the porch, and my mother and Susanna were drinking margaritas and playing their own card game. The sun was starting to go down, and soon the mothers would have to go inside and boil corn and hot dogs. But not yet. First, they played cards. Laurel, why do you call my mom Beck when everyone else calls her Susanna? Jeremiah wanted to know. He and my brother Stephen were a team, and they were losing. Card games bored Jeremiah, and he was always looking for something more interesting to do or to talk about. Because her maiden name is Beck, my mother explained, grinding out a cigarette. They all smoke. Okay. Let me see. They only smoked when they were together, so it was a special occasion. My mother said smoking with Susanna made her feel young again. I said it would shorten her lifespan by years, but she waved off my worries, and called me a doomsdayer. A doomsdayer. What's a maiden name? Jeremiah asked. My brother tapped Jeremiah's hand of cards to get him back into the game, but Jeremiah ignored him. It's a lady's name before she gets married. said Conrad. He said, gets married dipwad, said Conrad. Don't call him a dipwad, Conrad, Susanna said, automatically sorting through her hand. But why does she have to change her name at all? Jeremiah wondered. She doesn't. I didn't. My name is Laurel Dunn, same as the day I was born. Nice, huh? My mother liked to feel superior to Susanna for not changing her name. After all, why should a woman have to change her name for a man? She shouldn't. Laurel, please shut up, said Susanna, throwing a few cards down onto the table. Gin. My mother sighed and threw her cards down too. I don't want to play gin anymore. Let's play something else. Let's play Go Fish with these guys. Sore loser, Susanna said. Mom, we're not playing Go Fish. We're playing Hearts. And you can't play because you're always trying to cheat, I said. Conrad was my partner. And I was pretty sure we were going to win. I had picked him on purpose. Conrad was good at winning. He was the fastest swimmer, the best boogie boarder, and he always won at cards. Susanna clapped her hands together and laughed. Lord, this girl is you all over again. My mother said, no, Belly's her father's daughter. And they exchanged the secret look that made me want to say, what? But I knew my mother would never say. She was a secret keeper. Always had been. And I guess I did look like my father. I had his eyes that turned up at the corners, a little girl version of his nose, his chin that jutted out. All I had of my mother was her hands. Then the moment was over and Susanna smiled and said to me, you're absolutely right, Belly. Your mother does cheat. She always cheated at Hearts. Cheaters never prosper, children. The shade. I thought they were like besties. Hello to Rivera. Thank you for following. Welcome back to Bryson and to Tim. We are currently reading The Summer I Turned Pretty and about to be on chapter 12. Susanna was always calling us children, but the thing was, I didn't even mind. Normally I would, but the way Susanna said it, it didn't seem like a bad thing. Not like we were small and babyish. Instead, it sounded like we had our whole lives in front of us. Welcome in. Hello. My name is Sky. My pronouns are she, her. And I'm live Tuesday through Saturday on Twitch with all kinds of fun things. I hope you can get cozy and listen into our story today. We're on chapter 12 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm also live on both Twitch and YouTube, friends, so don't forget to join me on all platforms at the same username and like the live stream if you're watching. I do think I can get to chapter 15 today, guys, as long as I keep up with the pace. Here we go. Chapter 12, The Summer I Turned Pretty. Mr. Fisher would pop in throughout the summer and on an occasional weekend and always the first week of August. He was a banker and always away for any real length of time was, according to him, simply impossible. And anyway, it was better without him there when it was just us. When Mr. Fisher came to town, which wasn't very often, I stood up a little straighter. Everyone did. Well, except Susanna and my mother, of course. The funny thing was, my mother had known Mr. Fisher for as long as Susanna had. The three of them had gone to college together and their school was small. Susanna always told me to call Mr. Fisher Adam, but I could never do it. It just didn't sound right. Mr. Fisher was what sounded right, so that's what I called him, and that's what Stephen called him too. I think something about him inspired people to call him that, and not just kids either. I think he preferred it that way. He'd arrive at dinner time on Friday night, and we'd wait for him. Susanna would fix his favorite drink and have it ready. Ginger and Marker's Mark. My mother teased her for waiting on him, but Susanna didn't mind. My mother teased Mr. Fisher too, in fact. He teased her right back. Maybe teasing isn't the right word. It was more like bickering. They bickered a lot, but they smiled too. It was funny. My mother and father had rarely argued, but they hadn't smiled that much either. I guess Mr. Fisher was good looking for a dad. I love that line. Good looking for a dad. He was better looking than my father anyway, but he was also vainer than him. I don't know that he was as good looking as Susanna was beautiful, but that might have just been because I love Susanna more than almost anyone, and who could ever measure up to a person like that? Sometimes it's like people are a million times more beautiful to you in your mind. It's like you see them through a special lens. But maybe if it's how you see them, that's how they really are. It's like the whole tree falling in the forest thing. Good looking for a dad, right? I like that line. It's hilarious. He's good looking, I guess, for a dad. Mr. Fisher gave us kids a 20 anytime we went anywhere. Conrad was always in charge of it. For ice cream, he'd say, buy yourself something sweet. Something sweet. It was always something sweet. Conrad worshipped him. His dad was his hero. For a long time anyway. Longer than most people. I think my dad stopped being my hero when I saw him with one of his PhD students after he and my mother separated. She wasn't even pretty. It would be easy to blame my dad for the whole thing, the divorce, the new apartment, but if I blamed anyone, it was my mother. Why did she have to be so calm? Oh my gosh. Kids are crazy. This is crazy to read. At least my father cried. At least he was in pain. My mother said nothing, revealed nothing. Our family broke up and she just went on. It wasn't right. When we got home from the beach that summer, my dad had already moved out. His first edition Hemingways, his chess set, his Billy Joel CDs, Claude was his cat, and he belonged to my dad in a way that he didn't to anyone else. It was only right that he took Claude. Still, I was sad. In a way, Claude being gone was almost worse than my dad because Claude was so permanent in the way he lived in our house, the way he inhabited every single space. It was like he owned the place. Oh my gosh, screaming. Thank you, Chell. Thank you. And hello to Hugh on YouTube. No, it's okay. I'll be live all week, okay? So you're here today, and you can come back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And I'll be playing games and doing random things. So hopefully you'll join me. Thank you for coming on. The story, she says the story gets better and better. Yeah, I like this part. Claude being gone was almost worse than my dad. I think that's pretty funny, honestly. I'm sorry, that's pretty good though. It's pretty good. My dad took me out for lunch to Applebee's, and he said apologetically, "I'm sorry I took Claude. Do you miss him?" So sorry. He had Russian dressing on his beard, newly grown out, for most of the lunch. It was annoying. The beard was annoying. The lunch was annoying. No, I said. I couldn't look up for my French onion soup. He's yours anyway. So my father got Claude, and my mother got Steven and me. It worked out for everyone. We saw my father most weekends. We'd stay at his new apartment that smelled like mildew, no matter how much incense he lit. I hated incense. And so did my mother. It made me sneeze. I think it made my father feel independent and exotic to light all the incense he wanted in his new pad, as he called it. This is crazy. This is wild. As soon as I walked into the apartment, I said accusingly, "Have you been lighting incense in here?" Had he forgotten about my allergy already? Guiltily, my father admitted that yes, he had lit some incense, but he wouldn't do it anymore. He still did though. He did it when I wasn't there, out the window, but I could still smell the stuff. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. He slept in the master bedroom, and I slept in the other one, in a little twin bed with pink sheets. My brother slept on the pull-out couch, which I was actually jealous of because he got to stay up watching TV. All my room had was a bed and a white dresser set that I barely even used. Only one dresser had my clothes in it. The rest were empty. There was a bookshelf too, with books my father had bought me. My father was always buying me books. He kept hoping I'd turn out smart like him, someone who loved words, loved to read. I did like to read, but not the way he wanted me to. Not in the way of being like a scholar. I liked novels, not nonfiction, and I hated those scratchy pink sheets. If he had asked me, I would have told him yellow, not pink. This girl hates her dad. He did try though. In his own way, he tried. He bought a secondhand piano and crammed it into the dining room just for me, so I could still practice even when I stayed over there, he said. I hardly did though. The piano was out of tune, and I never had the heart to tell him. It's part of why I longed for summer. It meant I didn't have to stay at my father's sad little apartment. It wasn't that I didn't like seeing him. I did. I missed him so much. But that apartment, it was depressing. I wish I could see him at our house, our real house. I wish it could be like it used to be. And since my mother had us most of the summer, he took Steven and me on a trip when we got back. Usually it was to Florida to see our grandmother. We called her Grandma. It was a depressing trip too. Grandma spent the whole time trying to convince him to get back together with my mother, whom she adored. Have you talked to Laurel lately? She'd ask, even way long after the divorce. Belly has feelings about Dad for sure. Like most girls. Let's be real. Let me see. I hated hearing her nag him about it. It wasn't like it was in his control anyway. It was humiliating because it was my mother who had split up with him. It was she who had precipitated the divorce, had pushed the whole thing. I knew that much for sure. My father would have been perfectly content carrying on, living in our blue two-story with Claude and all his books. My dad once told me that Winston Churchill said that Russia was a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside of an enigma. According to my dad, Churchill had been talking about my mother. This was before the divorce. He said it half bitterly, half respectfully, because even when he hated her, he admired her. Of course he'd stay there all happily. Let's be honest, he's the one that was like sleeping around. Yes, he would have been happy. I respect the mom's decision, just saying. Alright, I think he would have stayed with her forever, trying to figure out that mystery. He was a puzzle solver, the kind of person who thinks theorems, theories, X always had to equal something. It couldn't just be X. To me, my mother wasn't that mysterious. She was my mother, always reasonable, always sure of herself. To me, she was about as mysterious as a glass of water. She knew what she wanted, she knew what she didn't want, and that was to be married to my father. I wasn't sure if it was that she fell out of love or if it was that she just never was in love. I mean, when we were at Grandma's, my mother took off on one of her trips. She'd go to far off places like Hungary or Alaska. She always went alone. She took pictures, but I never asked to look at them, and she never asked if I wanted to. So, okay, she said that he, like, slept around with, like, a PhD student at one point, and then another time she says that he has a girlfriend that's, like, a pre-graduate or something. So, like, did they split because he was sleeping around, or is there, like, was that, like, after? Like, I don't know. Do you know? Are we reading the same book right now? I don't know. I could have sworn that the reason they were gonna divorce because of that. I think it's after the divorce he started. Okay, then that's fair. I mean, if they're done, they're done, but, like, they got a divorce, so I'm assuming, like, the reason there was a divorce is because he did something. I wonder if we'll get clarity at some point, whether it's in this book or in the show. I wonder if, like, something's gonna give me clarity. I hope you enjoy your chicken Alfredo, choir. And I think the added issue for Belly is they're kind of young. Fair. Interesting. I'm following along, I swear. There's just like a couple spots that I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the hole? How do we fill it? Alright, chapter 13, the summer I turned pretty. What time is it? Okay, it's 4:30. Alright, let's do this. I was sitting, oh no, I don't know how to say that, chair. I was sitting in a chair, eating toast and reading a magazine when my mother came out and joined me. She had that serious look on her face. Her look of purpose, the one she got when she wanted to have one of her mother-daughter talks. Adirondack chair. I've never heard of an Adirondack chair. I gotta look it up later. I'm gonna look it up now. I had googled how to pronounce the bouillabaisse at the beginning because I saw the word. I was like, oop, I'm not butchering it that early on in the story. Screaming. Okay, it's just like a wooden chair, guys. It's like a little wood, like the ones you see in Animal Crossing. Wooden chair. They're pretty expensive too. They range up to like $1,000 at some points. Anyway. Alright, so. Mother-daughter talks. I dreaded those talks the same way I dreaded my period. What are you doing today? She asked me casually. I stuffed the rest of my toast in my mouth. This? Maybe you can get started on your summer reading for AP English, she said, reaching over and brushing some crumbs off my chin. Yeah, I was planning on it, I said, even though I had been. My mother cleared her throat. Is Conrad doing drugs? She asked me. What? Is Conrad doing drugs? I almost choked. No? Why are you asking me anyway? Conrad doesn't talk to me. Ask Steven. I already did. He doesn't know. He wouldn't lie, she said, peering at me. Well, I wouldn't either. My mother sighed. I know. Beck's worried. He's been acting differently. He quit football. I quit dance, I said, rolling my eyes. And you don't see me running around with a crack pipe. She pursed her lips. Will you promise to tell me if you hear something? I don't know, I said teasingly. I didn't need to promise her. I knew Conrad wasn't doing drugs. A beer was one thing, but he would never do drugs. I'd bet my life on it. Belly, this is serious. Mom, chill. He's not doing drugs. When'd you turn into such a narc anyway? You're one to talk. I elbowed her playfully. She bit back a smile and shook her head. Don't start. Hello to Sabine over here on Twitch. Thank you for following me. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. We're currently reading The Summer I Turned Pretty, Bestie, and we're going on chapter 14. We're getting through it. Let's go. Thank you so much for being here today, friends. My name is Sky. That's with an AI. My @ on all platforms is investedcrybaby, and I'm currently live on both Twitch and YouTube, so join me every single day, Tuesday through Saturday this summer, for more fun on our streams. Chapter 14, The Summer I Turned Pretty. We're jumping ages, so we went from 10 to 9 to 13. Age 13. The first time they did it, they thought we didn't know. It was actually pretty stupid of them, because it was one of those rare nights when we were all home. We were in the living room. Conrad was listening to music with his headphones on, and Jeremiah and Stephen were playing a video game. I was sitting on a lazy boy reading Emma, mostly because I thought it had made me look smart, not because I actually enjoyed it. If I was reading for real, I would have locked in my room with flowers in the attic or something, and not Jane Austen. I think Steven smelled it first. He looked around, sniffed like a dog, and then said, "Do you guys smell that?" "I told you not to eat all those baked beans, Steven," Jeremiah said, his eyes focused on the TV screen. I snickered, but it wasn't gas. I smelled it too. It was pot. "It's pot," I said loudly. I wanted to be the one who said it first, to prove how sophisticated and knowledgeable I was. "Enjoy your dinner, Shisu. I'm glad you could listen into the story while you eat." "No way," said Jeremiah. Conrad took off his headphones and said, "Belly's right. It's pot." Stephen paused the game and turned to look at me. "How do you know what pot smells like, Belly?" he asked me suspiciously. "Because, Stephen, I get high all the time. I'm a burnout. You didn't know?" I hated it when Stephen pulled the big brother routine, especially in front of Conrad and Jeremiah. It was like he was trying to make me feel small on purpose. He ignored me. "Is that coming from upstairs?" "It's my mom's," Conrad said, putting his headphones back on again. "For her chemo." Jeremiah didn't know. I could tell. He didn't say anything, but he looked confused and even hurt the way he scratched the back of his neck and looked off into space for a minute. Stephen and I exchanged a look. It was awkward whenever Susanna's cancer came up. Sorry. The two of us, being outsiders and all, we never knew what to say, so we didn't say anything. We mostly pretended it wasn't happening, the way Jeremiah did. My mother didn't, though. She was matter-of-fact, calm, the way she is about everything. Susanna said my mother made her feel normal. My mother was good at that, making people feel normal. Safe, like as long as she was there, nothing truly bad could happen. When they came downstairs a little while later, they were giggling like two teenagers who had snuck into their parents' liquor cabinet. Clearly my mother had partaken in Susanna's stash as well. Stephen and I exchanged another look, this time a horrified one. My mother was probably the last person on earth who would smoke pot, with the exception of our grandmother Gran, her mother. Did you kids eat all the Cheetos? My mother asked, rummaging through a cabinet. I'm starving. Yes, Stephen said. He couldn't even look at her. How about the bag of Fritos? Get those, Susanna ordered, coming up behind my lazy boy. She touched my hair lightly, which I loved. Susanna was much more affectionate than my mother in those kind of ways. She was always calling me the daughter she never had. She loved sharing me with my mother, and my mother didn't mind. Neither did I. How are you liking Emma so far? She asked me. Susanna had a way of focusing on you that made you feel like the most interesting person in the room. I opened my mouth to lie and tell her how great I thought it was, but before I could, Conrad said very loudly, She hasn't turned a page in over an hour. He was still wearing his headphones. I glared at him, but inside I was thrilled that he had noticed. For once, he had been watching me, but of course he'd notice. Conrad noticed everything. Conrad would notice if the neighbor's dog had more crust in its right eye than its left, or if the pizza delivery guy was driving a different car. It wasn't really a compliment to be noticed by Conrad. It was a matter of fact. You'll love it once it gets going, Susanna assured me, sweeping my bangs across my forehead. It always takes a while to get into a book, I said, in a way that sounded like I was saying sorry. I didn't want her to feel bad, seeing as how she was the one who'd recommended it to me. Oh, she recommended it. Alright, let's see. Then my mother came into the room with a bag of Twizzlers and a half-eaten bag of Fritos and tossed a Twizzler at Susanna and said belatedly, catch. Susanna reached for it, but it fell on the floor and she giggled as she picked it up. Clumsy me, she said, chewing on one end like it was a straw, and she was a hick. Whatever has gotten into me? Mom, everyone knows you guys were smoking pot upstairs, Conrad said, just barely bobbing his head to the music that only he could hear. Susanna covered her mouth with her hand. She didn't say anything, but she looked genuinely upset. Whoops, my mother said. I guess the cat's out of the bag, Beck. Boys, your mother's been taking medical marijuana to help with her nausea from her chemo. Stephen didn't look away from the TV when he said, What about you, Mom? Are you toking up because of your chemo too? I knew he was trying to lighten the mood, and it worked. Stephen was good at that. Susanna choked out a laugh, and my mother threw a Twizzler at the back of Stephen's head. I'm offering up moral support to my best friend in the world. There are worse things. Stephen picked the Twizzler up and dusted it off before popping it into his mouth. So I guess it's okay with you if I smoke up too. When you get breast cancer, my mother told him, exchanging a smile with Susanna, her best friend in the world. Or when your best friend does, Susanna said. Throughout all of this, Jeremiah wasn't saying anything. He just kept looking at Susanna and then back at the TV like he was worried she would vanish in thin air while his back was turned. Our mothers thought we were all at the beach that afternoon. They didn't know that Jeremiah and I had gotten bored and decided to come back to the house for a snack. As we walked up to the porch steps, we heard them talking through the window screen. Jeremiah stopped when he heard Susanna say, Lore, I hate myself for even thinking this, but I almost think I'd rather die than lose my breast. Jeremiah stopped breathing as he stood there listening. Then he sat down, and I did too. My mother said, I know you don't mean that. I hated it when my mother said that. I guess Susanna did too because she said, don't tell me what I mean. But I never heard her voice like that before. Harsh, angry. Okay, I won't. Susanna started to cry then. And even though we couldn't see them, I knew that my mother was rubbing Susanna's back in wide circles, the same way she did mine when I was upset. I wish I could do that for Jeremiah. I knew it would make him feel better, but I couldn't. Instead, I reached over and grabbed his hand and squeezed it tight. He didn't look at me, but he didn't let go either. This is the moment we became true, real friends. Then my mother said in her most serious, most deadpan voice, Your boobs really are pretty amazing. Susanna burst out into laughter that sounded like a seal barking, and then she was laughing and crying at the same time. Everything was going to be okay. If my mother was cussing, if Susanna was laughing, it would all be fine. I let go of Jeremiah's hand and stood up. He did too. We walked back to the beach, neither of us saying anything. What was there to say? Sorry your mom has cancer. I hope she doesn't lose a boob. When we got back to our stretch of beach, Conrad and Steven had just come out of the water with their boogie boards. We still weren't saying anything, and Steven noticed. I guess Conrad did too. But he didn't say anything. It was Steven who said, "What's with you guys?" "Nothing," I said, pulling my knees to my chest. "Did you guys just have your first kiss or something?" he said, shaking water off his trunks and onto my knees. "Shut up," I told him. I was tempted to pants him just to change the subject. The summer before, the boys had gone through an obsession with pantsing one another in public. I had never participated, but at that moment, I really wanted to. "Aw, I knew it," he said, jabbing me in the shoulder. I shrugged him off and told him to shut up again. He started to sing Summer Lovin'. Had me a blast. Summer Lovin' happened so fast. "Steven, quit being dumb," I said, turning to shake my head and roll my eyes with Jeremiah. But then Jeremiah stood up, brushed sand off his shorts, and started walking towards the water away from us, away from the house. "Jeremiah, are you on your period or something?" "I was just kidding," Steven called to him. Jeremiah didn't turn around. He just kept walking down to the shore. "Come on, just leave him alone," Conrad said. The two of them never seemed particularly close, but there were times when I saw how well they understood each other, and this is one of them. Seeing Conrad protective of Jeremiah made me feel this huge surge of love for him. It felt like a wave in my chest washing over me. Which then made me feel guilty because why should I be feeding into a crush when Susanna had cancer? You watched Grease the other day. I love Grease. It's so good. Oh my gosh, such a classic. You're laughing right now when I'm reading the story. I know it's kind of hard at times, Shizu. I had to bite my tongue. I'm like, oh, my opinions. I'm not trying to like inflict them. At least not while I'm reading. Let me see. I could tell Steven felt bad and also confused. It was unlike Jeremiah to walk away. He was always the first to laugh, to joke right back. And because I felt like rubbing salt in the wound, I said, "You're such an asshole, Steven." Steven gasped at me. Jeez, what did I do? I ignored him and fell back onto the towel and closed my eyes. I wish I had Conrad's earphones. I kind of wanted to forget this day ever happened. Later, when Conrad and Steven decided to go night fishing, Jeremiah declined. Even though night fishing was his favorite, he was always trying to get people to go night fishing with him. That night, he said he wasn't in the mood, so they left and Jeremiah stayed behind with me. We watched TV and played cards. We spent most of the summer doing that, just us. We cemented things between us that summer. He'd wake me up early some mornings and we would go collect shells or sand crabs or ride our bikes to the ice cream place 3 miles away. When it was just us two, he didn't joke around as much, but he was still Jeremiah. From that summer on, I felt closer to Jeremiah than I did to my own brother. Jeremiah was nicer, maybe because he was somebody's little sibling too, or maybe just because he was that kind of person. He was nice to everybody. He had a talent for making people feel comfortable. Alright, my friends, and that was chapter 14. We're now on chapter 15. That was pretty good. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? There were some intense times. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I should put like warnings for like some of the topics as well. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, the youth, yeah. Definitely the youth vibes. You're loving it so far. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it too. The dad line is so troll. I think the whole relationship with the dads is interesting. Both of them, both families have interesting relationships with their fathers, and I don't know, I think that could be relatable to some. I think that could be relatable to the two groups, the boys and then Steven and Belly. I definitely can see why it brings them closer. And the moms, I can definitely see them. I was a little bit skeptical when she said that she would joke around, when her mom would joke around with Mr. Fisher and that they knew each other from college. I just like honestly flash back to like Dan Humphrey, Vanessa, and Hilary Duff's character that I completely forgot. And I was like wondering if it was that kind of situation at one point. That was like what popped in my head. But again, I'm a huge Gossip Girl fan now, so of course, like that's what I thought. I doubt it, but that was a thought. That was my thought. It was pretty good, Sky. Thank you, Shisu. Yeah, I don't know. If I had just sipped, I'd have spit it out in laughter. Yeah, that was like my literal thought. Like, I just pictured them, and actually in that one scene where like they're like in a circle in the bedroom. Yeah, that's what I thought when she said that they knew each other in college, and like she wasn't with her husband, and like there was like some weird inferior moments where she was like, I didn't take my man's last name, but you did. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? I don't know. I guess we'll find out as the story keeps going. And then I'm still like we've talked about mid read, you know, if the father's activities were before the divorce or after the divorce. I'm with Chell, I think it's after the divorce, but I am curious what inflicted the divorce. I wonder if we'll find out. If we don't, I mean, I don't know if it's truly necessary to hear. It's just a thought. I was wondering. I was just wondering. I don't know. It's the nosy curiosity in me. Other than that, I feel like in the end of this chapter right now, Jeremiah and Belly getting close together is going to cause confliction as we get deeper into the story. I have a feeling, because somebody told me in the first read I did, who do I ship, Jeremiah and Belly or Conrad and Belly? And I'm like, oh man, I have a feeling this Jeremiah and Belly closeness is going to conflict with Belly and Conrad as we get deeper. So I'm really intrigued with that alone. You feel it being set up? Yeah, I'm like, I see it too. So I'm curious what everyone thinks once we're like deeper into the story, and like whose team you'll be on. Cause yeah, that'll be interesting. I think that'll be the most interesting part with this story. I don't know. That's what my thoughts are for today's read. A lot of good moments, some sad moments. Like, do I put a triggering warning for the fact that the mom has breast cancer? I don't know. I was getting really sad at points. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my god. This is a hard read. Like, anytime they mentioned it, I was like reaching for my glass. I need to take a sip of water, you know? Also, this story has cuss words, and I tried to refrain from reading some of them, and if that bothers you, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is like the filtered version. Screaming. I was like, one other thing I wanted to address is that I do try to skip most of the cuss words if they're not like necessary. But anyways, it was a good read. I'm glad we read. I know it's not a Wednesday. We typically read on a Wednesday, but I'm glad you were here on a Thursday to read with me. It's currently 5, so I'm going to have to get dinner ready for my family. I definitely want to get a slushie for 7-Eleven day, and I still have to walk tonight. I got a lot to do, and it's Thursday, so I got Jersey Shore to watch as well. You can't choose teams, I know. As of right now, I'm still Team Conrad, only because that's the only one that has like the evident like connection. Like, he kind of likes her, she obviously really likes him, so I'm still like with Conrad's vibes, but it's setting itself up, that's for sure. Love the cozy reading vibe, love the dainty details, and I wish you a lovely Thursday. Thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow. You feel like you're leaning towards Conrad a bit too? Yeah, I think only because it's more like evident, and like she even said last line, like they're friends, they're just close, they're just friends. So I'm like, I couldn't try to make it anything more than it is. It's she having a crush. Yeah, like she was crushing on Conrad, and with Jeremiah she's like good friend, so I'm not gonna be the one to try to make it more than it is. We'll let her do that. Thank you for the hug and thank you for listening to me read today. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Join my Discord to stay connected with me. Again, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll try to stream a little bit earlier tomorrow. My Discord will have the accurate time frame that I'll be live. I'll be live no later than 3 p.m. though tomorrow, and we're gonna be playing Animal Crossing. Okay, so we will read again next Thursday, 1 week from now, and yeah. Tomorrow I'll be playing the games again. Come join me. Click the bell button down below. Hit the like on the live stream if you're watching on YouTube. I'm investedcrybaby on all platforms, so I hope you'll come see me again super soon. Bryson says this motivated me to read some of my library book. I shall do that after work. I hope you enjoy your story. I know I'm already ready to get on to chapter 15 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's a really good book. I like it. I'm into it. Anyways, thank you again, friends. I appreciate you, your time, your company, and your kindness always. I will see you tomorrow at some point during the day with some Animal Crossing. Check out my website, icrybaby.com, for all the iCry deets that you could desire. And stay safe, okay? Happy summer. Have a good night. Thank you to my mods for moderating for me today on both Twitch and YouTube. I appreciate you. I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh my gosh, took you to the wrong one. Bye. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.